We are.
Okay, hey, welcome everybody to the Santa Cruz Works Flash Tour. We're here in beautiful La Salva Beach. I can see the mountains, I can see the beach. It's such a great campus. We're here to visit parallel flights. So Doug's gonna do a little panel here, even have the mail truck in the view. But again, great place to work on this amazing technology. So now you're going to be one of the only people that actually get to come in here to parallel flight. So follow me. I love this hallway. It actually has some amazing artwork that maybe we'll be able to see while we go through. But you're going to have this special tour that really nobody can get into. So we're going to go talk to Joshua Resnick, the CEO of Parallel Flight Technologies. We're going to go into the den here. This is actually where their technology happens. And here he is, Joshua Resnick. How you doing, Joshua?
Good. Hi, everybody.
Okay, so we're going to just give you a little format. We're going to talk about a little bit about the origins of parallel flight technology. We're going to get a tour. And then at the very end, we're actually going to go outside and we're going to see the actual huge, it's just a drone. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, so unmanned aircraft.
Unmanned aircraft. Okay. Yeah, it's way more than a drone. But if you have any questions for Joshua, any questions about parallel flight, about what they're doing, please put it in the Q&A. But you can chat amongst yourselves in the chat. But if you have a question for Joshua, please put it in the Q&A and we'll ask at the end of the presentation. Should be only about 15 minutes or so. Okay, Joshua, I want to ask the first question. What are the origins? What was the initial idea that you're like, you know what, I should make these unmanned aircraft? How did this come about?
So in 2017, I'm sure our audience remembers the terrible fires in Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
And then we had a smaller fire in Boulder Creek, which wasn't far from my home. And I started thinking about what could be done to support wildland firefighting and make it safer and more effective. So I started reaching out to leaders in that industry, and they said basically the future of wildland fire is unmanned, and there's many things that we could do with unmanned aircraft that will support wildland fire. So, for example, bringing hoses, fuel, water, food to the front lines during a fire at nighttime when there's smoke coverage, things like that. These are things that you just can't do right now. So anyway, that was really the genesis of the company. How can we build heavy lift drones to do these tactical support missions for fire? And it's evolved into a lot more as well. So that's really the genesis of the company.
So what is your background that actually got you to the point, you have this idea, but what's your background that actually got to the point where I know actually how to make this?
Yeah, so varied. I was working at Tesla at the time. I was one of the engineers on the Tesla semi-truck program, and we had just shown the semi-truck to the world, and I was ready to kind of move on and do what was next, and so I had a big background in powertrain technologies, electric powertrain, and then also I have a background in hybrid systems. I lived in Alaska for a number of years, and I worked on hybrid power systems for large fishing boats. So if you've ever seen Deadliest Catch, I've worked on those boats and on their power systems.
Cool. Okay, so let's get a tour. What do you call it? Is this this is where the magic happens?
Yeah, this is it. This is our shop and engineering, and we rely a lot on rapid prototype technology. So for example, we're 3D printing some stuff right now as we speak. These are literally parts that are going to go on to our aircraft that we're building, and I can take you through the evolution of our product. We started with a very raw proof of concept system, which was really just an experiment, and the kind of the relics of that experiment are sitting over here in this corner, and a lot of the pieces have been removed from this system, so it's no longer kind of what it used to be.
So this is the first prototype?
It was the earliest proof of concept.
Okay.
And then from there, we built a prototype aircraft, which I'll actually show you that frame when we go outside.
Okay.
But we generally, we move from proof of concept to prototype to then what we call like a beta level product. And I can't show everybody the beta yet. I mean, I can show, I'll take you back here and you can see it's kind of under wraps right now.
This was actually very exciting because this is the first time I've seen the legs of it.
Yeah. So it's hiding under there, and we'll show this to the world in just a couple weeks or months, actually. So this is coming soon, and the guys are all working on it. This is our mechanical engineering team. So
so do you have, there's estimated time that you need to get this up and running?
Yes.
Yeah. And why is that? You want to, you have any deadlines, or what's the?
Well, I mean, we want to get it on the market as fast as possible.
Okay.
So we're working as fast as possible to get from our previous prototype to a beta level, which means something we can comfortably give to a customer, and it's going to be reliable enough that we don't have to babysit it all the time, and they can go use it and get the mission done. So we're just pushing ourselves really to get this on the market as quickly as possible.
We've talked about this in the past, but you said that if there was actually devices like this that were there in use during like the recent fires, that they could have helped in some way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So how is that? How could they have actually helped the situation?
So in the CZU complex fire, there was no air support for, I think, almost the first half of the fire, because there was a smoke inversion where the smoke was just stuck to the ground. And so there was no air support. Any unmanned logistics to the front lines would have been a massive help to the crews that were working. And then beyond that, and this is really a future application, we want to do unmanned fire suppression, where we actually take an even larger aircraft than this that carries up to 50 gallons of water and can dump it autonomously onto spot fires. So if you think about that fire, it started because of lightning strike. To be able to get out there and actually triangulate where the lightning hit and go look for those spot fires and dump water on them autonomously, it could have even prevented the entire incident from unfolding the way that it did. Now that's a long ways off, but we're clearly on the path to get there, both from the technology standpoint and also from the relationships that we're building with the fire community. So CAL FIRE, the Department of Interior, and the Forest Service.
That's amazing. So just a reminder, if you have a question for Joshua, please put it in the Q&A, not the chat, but put it in the Q&A. And at the end of the presentation, about like 10-15 minutes, we'll be able to ask him the questions. Okay, Joshua, anything else we should see in here? I see you have like this device over here.
Yeah, we can talk about this for just a second, and then we'll go outside and see its big brother. So this is what we call a mule. And what it is, it's a small aircraft, but it has the same flight controller as the larger aircraft that we're building. And that allows us to program the flight controller, do a bunch of test flying, and make sure that everything's working right. And then we take the same programming and put it in the larger aircraft. And what we have outside is a full-size mule that allows us to simulate all the dynamics of the full-size aircraft and gets even more fidelity on the programming. So we kind of we move from low risk to higher risk and kind of build confidence at each step. And this is actually part of a National Science Foundation grant for our project. We've been funded by NASA, NSF, and the USDA, which is interested in a fire application. So that's the federal side of the funding for Parallel.
Great. Okay, well, I want to go see like the full thing. Can we go outside?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Okay. Maybe here. I'll go this way. Yeah. And then I also want to talk. There's an opportunity for everybody watching, and also here in Santa Cruz, to invest.
Yeah, it's one of the really unique things about our company. We are funded largely by crowdfunding.
Okay.
And it's really neat because it gives everyday people an opportunity to invest in a startup. And I think it's especially relevant in our area because we're focused on a local problem. Okay. I mean, it's a worldwide problem, but it really affects us. So anybody can invest. You don't have to be accredited. And this is a highly vetted opportunity by the SEC. It's called Regulation A, crowdfunding. And Sarah Beth, who is our communications lead, she's going to post into the chat the link for that investment. And it's going really great. Our most recent round, we're just at almost $1 million in 2.5 months. So super exciting. Yeah.
And I think we have an event coming up, like speed investing tomorrow. So if you're watching this live, go to santacruzworks.org. We have an event just about how you can invest in companies like this in a crowdfunding like opportunity.
Yep.
Okay, let's go off road here.
Sure.
So we're actually going to go see the, what do you call it? You said the mule.
This is the big mule.
Okay.
And watch your step here. This is the full scale mule.
Okay.
And it is the same size as the Beta that we're building, but it's all electric, so it doesn't have our hybrid technology in it, and that allows us to make sure the flight control is tuned properly, doing everything it's. And the difference is this mule can only fly 15-20 minutes. The Beta can fly for hours. So that's the difference because of the proprietary propulsion system that's in there. And it looks like they're just spinning up some props right now. We should probably not get too much closer than this.
Okay.
And Dave, why don't you hit the props there? So we're not actually going to take off right now because we're troubleshooting one of the rotors, but you get the idea.
So I'm 150 pounds. It could actually pick me up.
This aircraft has 100 pounds payload capability. So you're safe. Yeah. So this is part of our National Science Foundation grant as well. They're specifically funding our work around the proprietary controls necessary to fly this type of aircraft.
Could I ask you, there's probably other companies that want to do something like this, but what is the differentiator between parallel flights and other unmanned like vehicles?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are trying to get into space, and what's the differentiator here is our parallel hybrid technology. We've developed a way to have an aircraft like this fly for hours instead of just minutes. To give some perspective, these electric drones, these multi-rotors where you've got 4, 6, or 8 rotors, when they're carrying a payload that's approaching the weight of the aircraft, you're only flying for 12 minutes. We're doing with our hybrid technology, we can do that for a couple hours. So it's an order of magnitude change in duration when carrying a heavy payload. So this really opens up the field for applications that you can do.
That is really cool.
Okay, can we move a little closer? Yeah, sure. Dave, is it safe to approach?
Okay, so he's going to power it off so it's actually safe enough for us to get next to it. We do not want to lose any fingers or other limbs. Okay, so he's turning off there's multiple places to turn on.
I don't actually know all the details of how they have this one set up, but I think we're just fully disconnecting the battery from the aircraft. Is it clear?
It's clear.
Okay, great.
Clear.
We can go right up to this. So this, like I said, this is an all-electric version of the Beta aircraft that we're building. And we just use this to understand the flight controls and make sure everything's tuned properly.
It's besides a great engineering feat, but it looks like a work of art.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, even like the everything about it has like a cool design, graphite look. It's amazing.
Well, I can't wait for you guys to see the Beta. It's totally different. It's really, really beautiful. We've been really fortunate to be able to bring on some great local talent, and one of our engineering hires is a great designer, and then we've brought on 2 fantastic mechanical engineers. So we've got great engineering on the the power module side, so the powertrain side, as well as the aesthetics of the whole aircraft. Like all of that's coming together really well for beta.
Yeah, when I saw it reminded me of like a Fender almost. It reminded me of like, it had a motorcycle like feel to it.
Well, these guys come from Bell and
Okay.
Zero, so they have that background,
It-
local background, right?
Yeah.
Local companies.
That is amazing. I can't wait. So when could we again actually see that?
Well, it's going to be soon. You know, it's going to be fully constructed by the end of this month.
Okay.
And then we're going to start our bring up, what we call, where we start debugging everything and doing test flying. The plan is to be flying by the end of January. So sometime in there, we'll let you guys know, and you can come check it out.
And it looks pretty close to the images that you currently have on the website, right?
Yes.
So, but what's your website?
Parallelflight.com.
Okay.
Yeah, we can put that in the chat there, so people can check out our website.
Yeah, Sarah, if you can do that for us. Yeah, I can't wait to see it in person.
Yeah,
we have.
It's really going to be striking from a visual point of view, but also functional.
Okay, so again, if you have any questions for Joshua, please put them in the Q&A. We're walking over there. We're kind of rounding up here. We're going to do our Q&A right now, but we have to hike back up to the office. So Doug's going to have to jump up a wall here.
Jump? Doug doesn't jump.
Let's see what questions we have here.
And while we're walking too, I wanted to just give a shout out to Santa Cruz Works for putting this together. It's a great opportunity for us, and we're fortunate to and thankful to be part of the Santa Cruz Works community. So if you're a business owner out there, I highly recommend getting involved.
Love this guy.
They paid me to say that.
Exactly. Okay, let's go here to the Q&A. Let me see if Doug, if you can go around. Let me go to participants here and Q&A here. Okay, so we have some questions already. First question, Joshua, and this is from an anonymous person, so this is very secretive. How much weight can a new drone carry? What is the flight time?
So the target payload for beta is 100 pounds, and within hover, with a 100-pound payload, we can fly for over 2 hours.
Okay, wow. Okay, next question. Besides wildfires, what can this technology be used for?
Yeah, there's a lot of applications, and in fact, we get kind of inundated with applications. So we're really focusing on what we call traction opportunities, and those verticals are industrial logistics, healthcare, and wildfire. So industrial logistics means bringing supplies and tools and parts to, say, offshore wind turbines or ship to shore, those kind of things. In fact, one of our customers that we're planning on delivering drones to in 2021 is using drones for power line stringing. So they want to use our aircraft to actually pull power lines during power line construction. So, and we're also in the early stages of planning a vaccine or medical supply delivery up in Alaska. So that, those are the kind of other applications besides wildfire.
Amazing. Okay, next question. Seems like, and I love this question, seems like this team is growing. Are you hiring?
We are hiring. We have a positions tab on our website, so you can go there and look at the jobs. And we're going to hire as fast as we can, but some of those positions are very niche. For example, we just hired a drone pilot and aircraft mechanic who has, he's got 2,500 hours of drone flying experience over in Africa and the Middle East. So, there's not tons of people out there that fit that category. So we're highly selective.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so one more question. This seems like a very exciting field that you're getting into here. What excites you every day when you wake up in the morning about what you do?
So I'm excited to break new ground with a technology that can just do something that no other aircraft out there can do, and then also to see that get commercialized. So what excites me is going from the sketch on the napkin, 3 years ago,
yeah,
to an aircraft in the field with the customer doing what it was designed to do. And then what will really be the cherry on the cake is when one of these drones goes out into the field and saves somebody's life or delivers supplies to firefighters so they can do their job more effectively. That's what gets me out of bed.
Nice. It really was just 3 years ago?
Well, yeah, late 2017 was when the idea started.
That is amazing, all you've accomplished in such a short period of time, and then we're about to launch. So, but again, just so everybody can get involved, we're gonna wrap it up here. Everybody get involved. Where do we find out more information? Where do we go to learn more about we can invest? All those things.
Sarah Beth will put the link to our campaign, our crowdfunding campaign page. And honestly, like the campaign page is the best place to learn everything about parallel flight because, our website's great, but the campaign page really digs into the different markets, the technology, and on and on and on. So I highly recommend checking that out. And I am very excited for the level of local support we've gotten for this company. It's been really tremendous. So this is really kind of becoming a Santa Cruz project.
Exactly. No, for sure. Okay, great. Well, I'm sorry, I just got one more question and I'm gonna have to ask. So it says, good day and congratulations for this adventure. Have you considered possibly meeting with Joby Engineering? This may not elicit an answer of yes or no due to our privacy concerns. Cheers from a local retired mechanical digital engineer.
So I definitely I have contacts and friends at Joby. They've hired a lot of former Tesla people, and I know a lot of those folks, so I'm connected with them, and I've talked with people on the mechanical engineering side, especially about the rapid prototyping capability, titanium printing, stuff like that. So the companies have some connection, yes. Great question, by the way. Thank you.
Okay, so if you want to see a replay of today's flash tour, please go to santacruzworks.org on Thursday. Follow it in our newsletter. Again, santacruzworks.org. Thank you so much, Joshua, for taking the time to show us a little bit about parallel flight.
Okay, elbow bump. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Have a great day, guys.